and welcome back to the Off-Road Camper. We're off in the Coast Range today. It's been a minute since we've filmed anything. I'm still having intermittent issues with the Jeep, and now I'm having some intermittent handling issues with the Jeep. I suspect there's a bushing going out, but I haven't been able to determine which bushing. So we're off in Nicolai Mountain area. It's the OHV area along the Oregon coast, near Astoria. And no trailer today. I'm just out solo in the Jeep. Sign girl's back trying to clean the trailer out. So, or at least that's the plan. We'll see if she gets to it. She's got two trailers to clean now. So, yeah, we're just going to mosey on up here to the top of the ridge here and see what kind of cool places we can find to park. Sunshine. It's nice to have a little bit of sunshine, even though it's too bad it won't stick around. It's been really wet on the Oregon coast. I mean, the last few days it's been no rain, but it's still damp. There's a lot of moisture in the air, so we got all the anti-condensation measures working overtime in the off-road trailer and also in the base camp RV. Just so moist, so much moisture in the air that it just I'm having one heck of a battle. I wake up every morning in the off-road trailer, and there's moisture along the floor and the bottom of each wall. Whoa! A little slip sliding away. This is not supposed to be a rally course. Hoping to find some new spots. This is a pretty convenient area to get to from base camp. We've moved base camp down to the Scappoose area. It's a cost-saving measure. Campgrounds for Sign Girl are cheaper there, so and the Tillamook Forest is one of my preferred places to go. I also like to get down to Southern Oregon coast area, but there's less places to leave base camp, and travel time is a little extensive to go all the way down to Southern Oregon and spend a few days and then travel back up. Road's a little greasy up here today. I didn't air down or anything, but I almost never do for these logging and fire access roads. There's not really any real reason to it, but Jeep has got, like I said, a little bit of a weird issue with the handling. It just seems to be moving around on the road, kind of like hunting for a line. And I thought for sure I had a control arm bushing that was bad, but I can't seem to figure out which one it is. And of course I don't have access to a lift or anything like that to try and get a better eye on it. All I can do is jack it up, crawl underneath and look. Looks like they recently ran a bulldozer or track hoe or something up here. There's a lot of impressions from the tracks. In the road. Alright, so we get you guys pointed there so you can see a little better. Enjoy the drive here. It's about 10 minutes up to the top. And from there, there's a lot of Forest Service roads that branch off of there and go all over. You can get all the way down to Shingle Mill, and pretty sure the access road that goes over to the backside of some sunshine. I guess that would be the Astoria Ridge. I'm sure that road is open again. I saw last summer they were removing the boulders that were blocking it off and clearing it out. That road's been closed for about 5 years, and probably going to get in there and do some logging. But I need some glasses. This is ridiculous. Try my dollar store special sunglasses here. I got nice dark lenses. There we go. Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, I brought the GoPro today. I was going to set up the GoPro so you guys could have multiple views, but I forgot to bring batteries. So I thought there was a battery in the camera, but there wasn't, and I don't have any kind of a adapter cord for it right now. Yeah, we're traveling pretty light today. It's just me and basic gear that I always have in the Jeep. I brought my cot in case I decide to stay more than just one night. But this is mostly an exploratory trip. Just want to see what roads are still open and what roads they may have open since I was up here. I guess it's been June or July since the last time I was up. At least on this side of the mountain. I've been up the Shingle Mill Road. God, I don't remember what it was, October, November, something. You have to go back in the older videos and look. But ready to log in here again. There's a lot of markers out that weren't here last time I was here. This lower ridge here, these trees probably are 20 years old, 25 years old, so my guess is they're going to come in and clear all that out and replant. But the ridge up above me, these trees are maybe 15 years old at the most. Most of these look like they're under 10. Alright, let's see. Let's go up here. Yep. If you remember my video where we were running from the bees, that was that corner back there where we turned around in the dirt there, and somehow or another we found a ground wasp nest and they were chasing us. We tore off up this road trying to outrun the stupid bees. I know that down there doesn't go through anymore. They got the gate shut, so we will go up here. Settings. Huh. Never had that happen before. The Jeep is asking me if it wants to adjust my clock settings. It's supposed to set itself. I've never had to adjust the clock settings. It's kind of odd. Let's see here. What time we got? Yeah, that's right. So, while we got some time to chit-chat here as we're working our way up the canyon, we're trying to decide if we need to put money into the Jeep to fix the things that's wrong with it. It really does need all new suspension. I've been battling this air suspension issue for over a year, and it's just gotten to the point that when I'm towing the trailer, it's not fun. Heavy nose diving on braking, a lot of squat in the rear end with the trailer connected, substantially more body roll than it should have, and every time I take it into a shop to see if they can find a leak in the air system, they say, well, it checks out okay, there's no leak. But that leads me to believe that maybe the pressure itself in the air system isn't correct. But short of going to a dealer and letting the vehicle sit there till they get good and ready to work on it, which we can't do because we're full-time, there isn't really any way to diagnose the air system. So it's a full system replacement to solve that problem, and it's probably between $3,000 and $5,000 for. I know Rocky Road Outfitters has a kit that allows you to use the Dobinson. Suspension components and still retain a 3-inch lift, so that's a possibility. Another possibility would be the alright, I know that one doesn't go because I went down that last summer. Let's go this way. The other possibility would be to fabricate up some new mounts and just go to a coilover setup and use something like King's or Fox's, develop my own system. That may entail modification of the control arms depending on how much room for the coilovers there is. It also might entail development of new control arms for the front, because this thing does have a strut. So strut means that it's a shock absorber that acts as a suspension member. So it may require some modification to do that. The other option is to trade the Jeep in, but the way prices on these things are dropping lately, I'm going to be big time in the hole. Well, I'm already in the hole, but I'm going to be big time losing money on it if I trade it in. And I put a lot of time and money into this thing to build it up for, as a camping rig, overlander, adventure vehicle, whatever you want to call it. It's quite capable. So we don't have a lot of money to play around with by losing money on the Jeep as a trade. Well, that's where they're putting the gravel this year. Okay. Looks like they've recently gravelled it. So anyway, we could trade the Jeep off. I've been looking pretty seriously at the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. They have enough space we need. The problem is I can't find one with the off-road package, and none of the online apps or websites for used vehicles actually tell you if it has the max tow package or the off-road package. They will list some things on their ad, but not everything the vehicle's equipped with. So it makes it difficult to shop online because you can't tell what the option packages are. I looked, to the best of my ability, everything within about 1,000 miles, and I couldn't find one Wagoneer or Grand Wagoneer that had quote-unquote the off-road package. So but I can do a lot of that aftermarket. There is suspension kits available for the Wagoneer now. There are skid plates available. It does actually, surprisingly enough, have skid plates under the vital components, or at least some of them. So that's an option. I've also been looking at the Dodge 1500 Rebel and the Dodge 2500 Power Wagon. Those could probably pull the big base camp trailer where the Jeep could move it but not safely tow it. So that's another option. I've also been looking for a four-wheel drive ambulance with the 7.3 diesel. Right now, four-wheel drive conversions are just completely out of sight in price, and so you got to find one that's already converted. And I haven't found one that has the things that I need with the box configuration as well. I want a stand-up height box, not a short box. And so I've also got I could do a E350 Econoline with a four-wheel drive. That would be suitable. That would definitely pull the base camp trailer as well. But we're trying to save money. We'd like to get a seasonal property that we could eventually establish a homestead on. But we don't have the funds for it right now. We spent way too much money. Well, they're already clearing in here. We spent way too much money in the last 5 or 6 months, maybe 7 months. We had to replace a lot of gear that was damaged from mold and mildew. And of course, Sign Girl lost a lot of her stuff when she was in her rig. She had a real serious mold problem that she just couldn't lick. She kept fighting with it. And we in the end ended up throwing away several large contractor bags full of her clothing. So she had to replace a lot of clothes, and there was a lot of gear that was contaminated by black mold that we had to get rid of, and so we had to replace a lot of that stuff. And then because she sets up and runs base camp at campgrounds or RV parks or anywhere where there's flush toilets and showers, hip camps and the dirt and all those different places where you can find places to park, but she has to have flush toilets and showers for the most part. So that ended up taking up quite a bit of money. 7 months of campground fees, or 6 months of campground fees, whatever it was. We had a really nice campground that we were base camping out of, and it was a county-owned campground by a marina, and it was $30 a night, and we were there for so long. They were giving us $5 off, which is great, you know. But the problem is that you had to pay for showers there, and it was costing us about $5 in quarters every day for showers for her. And so it wasn't getting us where we wanted to be as far as saving money. And then that county-operated campground ended up having a time limit, and we got to the point where we'd been there long enough, and so we had to move on. And every place we found since then is substantially more expensive. Pretty much all the campgrounds we've found now are at least $60 a night. So can't, it's difficult to save money that way. But all that said, we gotta do something about the Jeep. And like I said, if we need to move base camp trailer, we have to find somebody in the campground that's got a rig that can tow it and pay them to move it, or we have to have a hauler move it. And we got that trailer. They charge us $450 to move it 30 miles from the dealer to the campground, and that's just way out there in ridiculous land prices. So it's not something we can afford to do often. This is interesting. I don't believe this road was open last time I came through here. Or if it was, I don't remember it. You know, the road on the other side of this ridge to my left, which would be driver's side, that road was open, but I don't think this one was. I'd have to go back in my old footage. Maybe you guys can go back and watch some of those old videos and see if any of this looks familiar. We're basically heading up, I believe, south. No, I think we're heading northeast. It's hard to tell because these roads wind around so much, but okay, I have been on this. No, maybe not. I'm not sure. Yes, I have been on this road before, okay. I remember this cut right here. So, I've got a lot of friends and family that are firefighters. And so, they volunteer on forest fire service crews, and also on the when they do a clear cut on the burns before they replant. So I've been out here with them quite often, done a lot of these roads. And then when I was a kid, of course none of this looks the same now, but when I was younger, we used to come out here and cut firewood to get a U-cut permit. Come out here with all the relatives and cut firewood for a couple of days and camp and load up all the rigs and haul it back, and then we had firewood for the season. I don't believe they do that up here anymore. Timber's worth too much money to be letting people do U-cut permits. So, trying to get up on the ridge here to the left, but these roads ain't letting me get there. It's a beautiful view of the mouth of the Columbia River and the bay at Astoria and all that stuff if I can get up there. Let's see here. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't have a even really have a lot of gear with me. I got some snacks for food for tonight, but I was spending most of the morning this morning going through the trailer and organizing my camp gear. So if you haven't seen it yet, on the community page on our YouTube channel, we have a full list of what I believe to be about 97% of all of our gear between the off-road camper, the Jeep, and then the base camp trailer. It shows you everything that we have. A lot of the stuff that we purchased is in a separate category. That was all done over the last year, maybe even less than that. But I've been full-time on the road since 2013. But I always had a home base to go back to at my parents' home. But after my mother lost her battle with Alzheimer's, we had a lot of people that were crashing on the property that shouldn't be there. And so I spent from, I don't know, the end of 2021 until, or no, the end of 2022 until April of 2024, going out just on weekends, but still basically base camping in the driveway at my parents' property, trying to fix the place up, go through all the legal red tape to sell it. And we finally left in April 2024. And it took us a long time to be able to get the funds released from the estate. We didn't see funds until like July of 2024. And so we were really minding our budget until that time and not spending a lot of money, not going too far, not spending a lot of money on gas.